So we're skipping that, and we're going to go straight to Week 7. The Bobby Boucher jersey is back. Bobby Boucher is back. So yeah, we got a bunch of games to get into. So hope everybody is doing well. So we're just going to dive right into it. First game here, we got the Broncos and Saints. We got the Denver Broncos pulling one out. Well, doing more than that, winning quite handsomely against the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints losing Derek Carr and starting Spencer Rattler. Didn't have a terrible game. Didn't throw any picks, didn't throw any touchdowns, but yeah, they got throttled. Fantasy owners, if you didn't start Javonte Williams, shame on you. 14 carries, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, I didn't watch. The only game I watched was the Packer game, so this week, so I'll really only have stats to kind of go over, but yeah, I kind of keep tabs on some of the other games because I do have a fantasy team, but yeah, Denver Broncos there, winning pretty mightily. We'll move over to, we'll just do this. Jacksonville Jaguars in London, beating the New England Patriots 32-16. Trevor Lawrence having a okay game there with the 1 touchdown. 15-20, pretty efficient. And then Drake May balling out, but still losing there. Tank Bigsby, got him on my team. He went off for 2 touchdowns and 118 yards. So, if you look there, touchdown the first quarter. Drake May, Hunter Henry, leading receiver for the New England Patriots. And then Brian Thomas Jr. over there for the Jags. 5 catches on 89 yards. Seeing if the Jags can maybe turn it around here a little bit. Losing 5 games this early in the season usually isn't too good of a omen, but we'll see if they can turn it around a little bit. Next game, 2 NFC North foes. Boy, what a close game. Detroit Lions winning this one 31-29. Edging out over the Minnesota Vikings there. Jared Goff, 280 yards, 22 out of 25, and 2 touchdowns. Sam Darnold went 22 of 27 for 259 yards, a touchdown and a pick. Former Green Bay Packer Aaron Jones went off for 93 yards and a touchdown, while Jahmyr Gibbs went 116 for 2 TDs. Yeah, Amron, boy, real neck-and-neck game. Real, similar stats here between all the leaders here. Amon-Ra St. Brown went 112 touchdown, and JJ went 81 yards for a touchdown. Yeah, kind of a back-and-forth game here in terms of the scoring. Yeah, we'll see. Vikings getting their first loss. We'll see if they're kind of a fluke. I think they got a lot of talent on both sides of the ball, but that Sam Darnold, maybe he just had to land with the right team. So keep an eye on that one, as the NFC North is clearly the best division in football right now. Alright, Titans, Bills. Not much to say about this one. I think, Titans, if you're looking at power rankings, definitely bottom 3 this year. Maybe firmly at the bottom now that the Jaguars their second game. Mason Rudolph getting the start there. Struggled a little bit. Completed just over half of his passes. And Josh Allen going off for 323 yards for 2 touchdowns. So just a beat down by the Buffalo Bills, who seem to be the clear front runner this year in that AFC East division. Unless the Jets miraculously start playing better. We'll see. Speaking of AFC East, we got Dolphins Colts. Dolphins dropping another one to go to 2-4 as the Colts beat them 16-10. Tyler Huntley getting the start as the Dolphins are waiting for Tua to come back. If and when that happens, Anthony Richardson continues to struggle there a little bit. 10 of 24, 129. Not very efficient at all, just completing under half of his passes there. Devon Achane, 77 yards, and then leading rusher was Anthony Richardson, so just sneaking one out, and they're above 500, so go figure there. I think Anthony Richardson, huge arm, obviously, just needs to rein it in. They need help on both sides of the ball, though. I will say that. Alright, moving on. I picked the Falcons to win this game. I did a pick'em thing at my work, and I definitely lost because of this game. Kirk Cousins facing that Seattle defense, struggling, throwing 2 picks in that game. Kind of uncharacteristic for Kirk there, who's been kind of having a pretty good year. Bijan Robinson, my first pick in fantasy, went off for 103 yards. I won, by the way, so I'm 5-2. Geno Smith over there, still balling out for the Seahawks. It'd be really interesting to see Seattle make a run with Geno Smith. It's kind of like a Sam Darnold thing with these veteran journeyman quarterbacks finding the right team. So good for him. Good for him. Seattle goes to 4-3, while the Falcons fall to 4-3. Alrighty, boy, what a game this was. My Green Bay Packers just sneaking one past the Houston Texans. Jordan Love, boy, what to say about Jordan Love? A lot of people comparing him to Brett Favre in the way that he gunslings. I guess we'll say he's a gunslinger, but I think he's kind of a mix of Favre and Rodgers in a lot of ways. But yeah, he's making throws when he needs to. And then, every once in a while he's going to make those dumb decisions. I remember yelling at the TV more than once on those picks that were just some bonehead moves, throwing into way too tight windows. Josh Jacobs continues to be kind of average on this team so far this year. 12 carries, 76 yards. He hasn't been absolute dog water, but he's, kind of waiting for him to have a breakout game, which isn't happening. And then Romeo Doubs, 2 weeks fresh off his suspension, has just been amazing. I have him on my fantasy team as well, and I've started him both weeks. Kind of had an inkling that he was going to come back and do well after being suspended. 8 catches, 94 yards. Other side of the ball. Other team. C.J. Stroud. Probably his worst game all season. Shout out Packers defense. 10 of 21, 86 yards, no touchdowns. And then kind of an Achilles heel for the Packers in recent years Packers, just our run defense. Joe Mixon went off for 115 and 2 touchdowns. But yeah, Packers win that one 24-22 on a last-second Brandon McManus field goal to win the game. Packers finally solved their kicking woes, so hopefully he continues to kick well. So pretty stoked about that as the Packers go to 5-2. I had to look at it. Texans also fall to 5-2. Alright, Bengals, Browns. Deshaun Watson carted off the field. Torn Achilles. A lot of people say it couldn't have happened to a better or a worse guy. That depends if you believe about all that speculation around Deshaun Watson. So I'll leave it at that. But Bengals go to 3-4, winning a few games here and hopefully kind of going the up and up. I actually like the Bengals. I like Joe Burrow. It's kind of sad his fall off after the Super Bowl loss. So it's kind of be nice to see him play a little better. Have that team playing better and playing better in general. I like Joe Burrow. So 21-14, Bengals over the Browns. Browns fall to 1-6, and kind of seeing, Deshaun Watson being out, kind of looks like their season is over. Who knows? I don't. Alright, the Eagles winning quite handily over the New York Giants, 28-3. Jalen Hurts, 10-14. Didn't need to throw the ball a lot in this game. 1 touchdown. Daniel Jones, 14-21, 99 yards. Saquon Barkley, the story offensively for the Eagles, going off for 176 yards. Wow, and a touchdown. I think I watched a video today of him being mic'd up on the bench and the coach saying, you're 13 or 14 yards from your career high. I'll put you back in if you want to get your career high or beat it, because otherwise I'm going to take all our starters out of the game. And he said, no, let the young guys play. So big class move there by Saquon Barkley. Yeah, Eagles go to 4-2. Look like that'd be a battle between them and the Commanders in that division. Raiders, Rams. Definitely picked the Rams to win this one. What with losing Devontae Adams, the Raiders losing Devontae Adams, and having Gardner Minshew in there at QB. Not really too many good guys to throw to there. Stafford kind of having an off day with the pick, and only throwing for 154 yards, and then Kyron Williams, much like against Green Bay when we played them, having another big day, a couple touchdowns, 76 yards, as the Rams go to 2-4. 2-4. Alright. Panthers, Commanders. What can I say? Panthers continue to struggle as a team, as a whole, as the Commanders throttle them 40-7. Marcus Mariota going in for the injured Jane Daniels. 2 touchdowns there, 205 yards. Andy Dalton throwing 2 picks. That team is just a dumpster fire. So, yeah, crazy year the Commanders are having so far. They definitely look like a complete team. And then Mariota just stepping stuff. The NFC East. Okay, we got 4 games left. 4. Oh, boy, that was a sound. Two teams I hate to watch, especially when they play each other. Chiefs Niners in a Super Bowl rematch here. Mahomes struggling. Brock Purdy struggling. Mahomes with 2 picks, Purdy with 3, no touchdowns between the two of them, and then Kareem Hunt coming out of left field, back to football, going off for 2 touchdowns, 78 yards. Yeah, Mahomes and Love sitting at, I believe, 1 and 2, respectively, for the most interceptions so far this season. So, both those quarterbacks overcoming those kinds of numbers, interception-wise, because both their teams are doing pretty well. Chiefs stay undefeated at 6-0, and I won't say anything more about that. A lot of people think the Chiefs get bailed out a lot with the refs. I'm not gonna buy too much into that or speculate about it, but they are kind of the poster children of the NFL, it would seem. But Mahomes, fun quarterback to watch him. Not so much in this game. Niners fall 2, 3, and 4. Alright, I did watch most of this game. Only because, obviously, Aaron Rodgers, being a Packers fan, I'm still a fan of the guy. I don't care what you say. Hard to watch him struggle more on a new team, though, as he did. Threw for 276, 2 touchdowns. One of those being Garrett Wilson's fault. Aaron hit him right in the chest on the pass, and he just he deflected it himself using his chest, and a defender caught it. So it's not just Aaron Rodgers. That team is struggling as a whole. As you see, Breece Hall. Well, Breece Hall was their leading receiver. So what does that say about the receiving staff? Even though they just got Devontae Adams his first game, those two looked rusty. Probably going to take a game or two to get that chemistry and that cadence back between the two of them. Russell Wilson coming in for his first start since first start of the year, because he got injured in training camp, I believe. Coming in, struggling kind of in the beginning of the game, and then kind of pulled it together. 2 touchdowns, 264 yards. A lot of people were upset about the move to go to Wilson from Justin Fields, but maybe it's going to work out. Russell Wilson, been around. I think he still has some football left in him. Najee Harris was a beast at the 102 and a touchdown as the Steelers win 37-15 to go to 5-2. Jets go to 2-5 as their clock is ticking to get it together this year. Alright. The Monday night game. Ravens, Buccaneers. A lot to get into in this one. Lamar Jackson having a career game going. 17 of 22 for 5 touchdowns. They just decimated the Buccaneers defense. We're winning this one by a lot through most of the game, and the Buccaneers kind of made a fourth quarter almost kind of comeback as Baker struggled with 2 touchdowns but did throw 2 picks, then threw 3 touchdowns, 370 yards. And Derrick Henry looking to be a great pickup for that team as he let's do 580 yards of total offense for the Ravens. I picked up Baker and started him. I picked him up after he had his first big game. I forget who they played, but they decimated some teams. So I'm like, oh, he's been putting up pretty solid numbers since then. Outperformed Mahomes, who's my backup actually. So yeah, I think the Buccaneers still have a lot of good football left to play. Sad story in this one, losing Chris Godwin to a apparent foot. Was it a foot injury or an ankle injury with 43 seconds left in the game? I kind of feel for Baker there. I kind of hope he succeeds. He's been on some crap teams and been kind of thrown around the league, but I think he's a baller. I do. And then the Ravens, they are who we think they are until the playoffs, obviously, and then they're gonna need to, get past the Chiefs. That's gonna be tough. Maybe it's their year this year. All right, last game here. We got the Cardinals and the Chargers. The Cardinals just edged one out, 17-15 against the Chargers. The Chargers kind of continue to play a 500 type ball, which is what they are at 3-3. Justin Herbert throwing for 349 yards, decently efficient, no touchdowns. Kyler Murray with a pick and a touchdown. James Conner, fantasy team, 101 yards. Who I thought James Conner still had all that left in the tank. He's been around for a little bit, so yeah, Cardinals go to 3-4. I don't know. We'll see if the Chargers can kind of pull it out here towards the end of the season. But both these teams seem like 500 teams to me. Maybe a couple games above. We'll see. Maybe the Chargers can edge out a playoff spot. I don't see the Cardinals doing that at all. So there you go, guys. There is week 7 of the NFL. A lot of great games. Let's look at week 8. Packers taking on the Jaguars. Not super nervous about that one, but any given Sunday. Other notable games here. Wow. Some of these games seem like they're just going to be Jets Patriots. It's going to be a snooze fest. Falcons Bucks will be a good one. Bears just coming off a bye week. They have a big test versus the